It is absolutely loaded. This is a pate banh mi. Oh, this environment just has like my blood like pumping like in a good way. I really don't know. This is very unfortunate. I think I'm totally over this Airbnb situation. It's just unreal. It is the next day here in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. It is Sunday night right now, Sunday evening about 5 o'clock, and the traffic is pretty lively. People are moving around. People are probably going back to where they're from, coming to visit here for the weekend. But look, right behind me is this like temple complex or something. Really, really cool, really beautiful. So I want to show you what another Airbnb is like here in Ho Chi Minh. But first, I want to get some banh mi. So let's get some banh mi. It's right around the corner, and then we'll check out the Airbnb. So the day has finally come to have a banh mi. Now I'm going to be having a lot of banh mi on this trip, but this is going to be my first time having banh mi during the month of being here in Ho Chi Minh. And as you can see, it is absolutely loaded. This is a pate banh mi. But here I am at this place. It's a pate banh mi joint, and they specialize in pate. And as you can see behind me, there's all these cans, and there's different choices of pate. Now, I know nothing about it. To me, it reminds me of having like canned meat, like tuna fish or canned chicken, or even looking like canned food that you feed your pets, but it's not. It's delicious. So inside the banh mi, we have a load of veggies here. Looks like some maybe carrots, some onion, maybe they're pickled, I'm not sure. We have some green stuff. We have cucumber and a load of peppers that are gonna be really hot. So I'm probably gonna have to take some out because I don't want that much spice. But it looks like there's the pate, maybe some sort of egg or meatball, I'm not sure. I believe this one's a tomato meatball version. And for this banh mi and for this tea, the total is 40 Vietnamese dong. So that is a bargain. So let's jump right into it. First bite, all bread. Let's go in a little bit more. My God. There's like some sort of sauce on there. I'm not really sure what kind of sauce it is, but it's like tangy. There's also some cilantro. Love cilantro. But man, I bit into a little bit of the pepper. That one wasn't hot. I'm sure it's gonna get hotter on the next bite. Now the banh mi comes in a paper bag because normally here in Vietnam you eat banh mi out of a paper bag. And I took it out so I could show you guys. So I'm making a little bit of a mess, but I'm gonna clean up after myself. But that's just how banh mi is here in Vietnam. And banh mi is so delicious, and normally people eat it a lot for breakfast, I believe, in the south or in the north, I forget. But it's a really popular breakfast food, but for me, I could eat it at any time of the day. This would be really good hangover food, drunk food, everything. Wow, that is just loaded with pate. Pate is so good, it's so mushy, it's so easy to eat. You know, you don't have to do a lot of chewing. The bread is chewy, of course, a little bit, but it's also very, very crispy. Super good. You can see the peppers sticking out right here. The red, it's getting spicy. Wow. They really love their peppers here in Vietnam. And if you don't like peppers, you're definitely gonna wanna say no peppers, however you say it in Vietnamese. Here is a lime tea. Try this out. Wow, so refreshing. The tea here in Vietnam is super, super good. Super sugary. I'm sure this has got a lot of calories in it, but man, when you're somewhere that's really hot, tea is always the best thing to cool yourself down. Of course you need water, but gotta have some tea. Well, that banh mi was super, super delicious. Something to hold me over for a few hours because I probably will go out later on and get something to eat. But right now, I was gonna go back to the apartment to show you it, but I'll show it to you after. But right now I'm just kind of strolling, just kind of walking to get out while it feels cool. You know, the sun is pretty much gone and the weather has completely changed. It's sprinkling a little bit, like it's gonna rain, but who knows, it might not. As you guys see there, that lady on the motorbike is wearing a poncho. Especially now during the rainy season, which now is September, you might want to go around with a poncho, with an umbrella, rain jacket, something that's going to give you a little bit of shelter from the rain when it does start coming down, because when it rains in rainy season in Vietnam, it rains, and I experienced that last year. Right now, I'm wearing flip-flops because I don't want to take the chance of my shoes getting wet. But I think I need one of those ponchos because I'm not a rain jacket person, and sometimes the umbrella just doesn't do you justice, as the rain can come sideways and still get you soaked. You know, for me, the one thing I think that grabs my attention the most about Vietnam, especially Ho Chi Minh City here, and actually even Hanoi, because I've been in Hanoi before, is the fact that it's just so alive all the time. So like, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you have a cup of coffee, if that's you, it just gives you this huge spike of energy. You feel like you have so much potential to accomplish anything that you want. Well, that's how I feel just being in Vietnam, you know? It's hard to be like, I don't have any motivation, or I don't want to do this, because it's just so lively here that it makes you want to do everything. You're always active, you're looking out, you're trying to, you know, avoid danger, and you're trying to sense out the new area. And that's how I feel when I come outside here in Ho Chi Minh or in Vietnam. I just feel so alive. Like I don't need like an energy boost or coffee, even though sometimes I'll have one. This environment just has like my blood like pumping like in a good way, and it's, I don't know, I just love Vietnam. That's why it's my third time back here, and I'm always gonna come back. They're playing this game, I think it's like shuttlecock or something. I've seen it before in Vietnam, and it's so cool because it's like hacky sack, but they use like this birdie looking thing that you would have in badminton, and they just kick it back and forth, and they're so good at it, they're so flexible, it's so awesome to watch. It looks like a fun sport. Now the crazy thing about this game here is if you look, a lot of the guys are older, like 40s maybe, 50s, maybe older, and they're super flexible in shape. It's just amazing to see. Sometimes you see them playing it over a net, and sometimes it's just kind of like free like this. It's like there's no boundaries. You just stay like maybe 15, 20 feet away from each other, and you just volley it back and forth. A very, very impressive game. But also, I just love Vietnam because everyone's so active. Like you see people exercising pretty much everywhere. Like behind me, there's a lady over there. She's exercising. Even in the background that way, there's people exercising. It's a very active place, that's for sure. So one of the reasons why I actually chose to come to Vietnam, if you guys have been following me for a while, you saw that I was deciding between Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, and some other places. Well, the reason why I chose Vietnam, obviously, is because it's very cost effective for myself, but also because of everything that I love here that I've already mentioned, right? And because the flights to come here, the deal was like unbelievably cheap. You know, it was one of the cheapest places to fly to from where I was in Guam in the Pacific. So I figured, why not? And I can stay here for up to 90 days. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay here, but while I'm here, I decided that I need to try to get active again. You know, I haven't been very active lately. I've just been skateboarding. If you've also been following me for a while, you know that I love skateboarding. Well, I was going to bring my skateboard here, but then I decided, you know, I don't want to have 2 checked-in bags and make it more difficult for myself to carry things around. So I said I'm not going to skateboard. If anything, maybe I just buy one here and then I can skate, but we'll see. But one of the things is I wanted to get active, so I wanted to just start walking around, do something like 10 to 20,000 steps a day. And that's exactly what I'm doing, because right now I'm out walking by this park, and I might even pick up some, you know, training shoes like Nikes or something to do some running mixed with walking, because let's face it, as you get older, you really have to watch what you're doing to try to stay in shape. Not saying that I'm that old, but I'm almost 30 years old, so I'm gonna finish this loop around the park, and then we're gonna head over to my Airbnb where I'm staying because it's very close to here, and I'm gonna show you what an Airbnb is like right here in the center of Ho Chi Minh City, right next to the most famous walking street. So if you're looking for a place that's pretty cheap and also centrally located, this might be the place for you. So let's get over there. So if you don't know, this is the walking street in Ho Chi Minh City, the place with the most lights. After 6 p.m., they close the road down so no vehicles can come, and it's just walking, pedestrian traffic only. Okay guys, I'm back at the Airbnb. I'm gonna show you very, very quickly what I got here and why I moved here. So here's the main door when you come in. My room number is F3. It is activated by that kind of hotel card, as you can see. It's in there. One's for the main door, one is for the room that activates the electricity and everything. But you have a window that goes out to the common area because there's a little kitchenette there. You can cook some things like a microwave and a water purifier. You have a window that goes outside. It's in the alleyway, so it's very tight, so you get actually no sunlight. There's a nice air conditioner to keep you cold because it's hot outside. Over here we have a fan that we can use to help reduce the amount of electricity we're using, an end table We have another end table or a makeup desk or a place you can work. Not the most comfortable, but it will work for now. There's a mirror. Got lots of little decals in here that make the room look nice. You can actually buy that painting. It's 45 USD it says, which is interesting. And then you have the big queen bed here. It is a spring mattress. It's not the best mattress, but it's definitely better than the studio that I was just at. Spring mattresses are cheaper, so I guess that's why they bought it. Nice linen, except there's a little stain there. We can probably all guess what that is from. But there's no other stains. I checked it out. It looks good. There's no bed bugs. Check that. Check the corners. You know, one thing is when you stay at some hotels and some places around the world, you always want to be careful of any like bed bugs or fleas and things like that. So always check the bed. You check the corners around the mattress because that's where they'll stay the most of the time. But this one's clear, no bed bugs. That's great. Then also they give you a little wardrobe here. There's plenty of space in there. Hang up some clothes. I got my backpack in there. It comes with the mini fridge down there. I put some water in there. It absolutely stinks, so I'm not opening it again because whoever was here last left some nasty food in there. A little kitchen area, you know, you can boil some water if you want to. And then lastly in this room is another little chilling area that they put in here, which is kind of nice. You don't have to stay in bed all day. 2 chairs, a little table, you know, you could probably do some work there if you want. There's a TV. I probably won't turn it on at all. And then just a few more details. Decent lighting in here because there is no sunlight, so it actually is pretty lit at nighttime, which is great. And lastly is the bathroom right there. It's a very tight space, so I'm not even gonna go in it, but I'll tell you, in there is a stand-up shower. There's no water heater in there, so it must be outside of the apartment. I'm really hoping the water is somewhat warm. It doesn't have to be very hot, but I don't want to freeze. And toilet with a bum gun, which is good. There's a mirror. There's a toothbrush in there that's opened and some toothpaste that's opened. Not using that. I don't know why they left it in there, but it's decent. And gotta leave the door closed because it kind of smells, the drain. And I think that's a very normal thing here in Vietnam. The thing I don't really like about this though is the walls. If you can see, the walls are kind of nasty. They're yellow, they're cracking. They're not maintained very well. You think that somebody would do some painting or clean them or something, you know, they need to be scrubbed. I don't know what it is. Maybe people used to smoke in here, but you definitely can't smoke in here because it says it on the listing. You also can't have prostitutes. And one more thing that I'm really excited about this Airbnb is that they don't charge for the electricity after even staying here for 1 month or so. Maybe they do if it's over 1 month, I don't know, but the studio that I was just at last, they charge for it if you're long term. So here, they don't. I'm sure they're making good money because it seems like there's multiple Airbnbs in here, a lot of guests staying here. So hopefully it's going to be a good place. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is strong enough. And right now it's pretty quiet. It's Sunday night, 6 o'clock, and I don't really hear the music. So hopefully it's not so bad. And the total price for this Airbnb was $15 a night. That's definitely a pretty good deal, I think. And it's about accurate for the way this looks, right? So I'm happy with it, especially with the location, and I can't complain with that. I swear to God, lately, Airbnb has been the worst. Like, I just checked into this Airbnb, as I was just telling you, and it just started pouring out, and now it's leaking water all into the room. The AC is leaking, it's all over the floor, it's pouring down here. I just contacted the host, and she said, oh yes, I'll have somebody repair it tomorrow. Tomorrow? It's freaking pouring water into the room right here. Are you serious? I'm like totally over Airbnb. I don't know if I can do it anymore. What a complete disaster. I can't believe the wall, the AC, the window right there just started leaking like that. It was literally getting all over my laptop. I was sitting on my laptop at that time. But I contacted the host and I said, look, it's leaking. Like I took a video, I took pictures, I sent it, and she basically was like, oh, there must be an electrical issue with the AC or whatnot, right? I was like, no, it's like coming through the wall, through the pipes, through the AC and dripping right out and whatnot. And like, she was just like, oh, I'm so sorry for everything that's happened today, whatever. She just said, I'm sorry on text. And then basically was like, oh, there's another room available downstairs, which is where I am now. This is a different room, except the sheets are the same because I actually swapped them since I already checked out those sheets, well, these ones. And I think they're okay to sleep in. The other ones had way more stains, so I was like, I don't want to sleep in those. So I just basically swapped them. But I came to the room that's just down one floor, right underneath actually. Same style and everything, except it's much cleaner. There's no smell in here really other than the drain in the bathroom. The walls are a little bit dirty like the other ones, you know? But actually they're not nearly as bad as the walls in that other room. over here where the AC is, there's no window there. Maybe there used to be and they closed it up, I don't know. But as you can see, they did some job here that looks absolutely horrible. So at least it's not leaking and it's raining still, so that's a good thing. And the fridge doesn't have that nasty durian smell. This room is just overall much better, and they need to do something about that room up there. Even look at the desk over there. It's straight, like everything is almost the same, you know. This table is circular, the other one is square or rectangle. So at least this is better. I don't know if she's gonna let me stay here or not, but she basically said, it's up to you. You can go to this room and you can also decide if you want to leave the Airbnb and get a full refund, because there is no refund technically for it. But because of all these problems, I think she's like, oh, like, it's unfortunate, which it is. And she tried saying that this sort of situation has never happened with the wall leaking and whatnot. But somebody moved out of that Airbnb room today. There's no way that hasn't happened. So at least I'm in here. Wi-Fi is a little bit slower. Wi-Fi upstairs was 200 and something megabytes per second. Here it's about 100. So it's still pretty good though. I can't complain actually, that's decent. But yeah, overall, much cleaner in here. I mean, also you can kind of see the bathroom here. Oh, wall's a little yellow like the other one, but overall better. I just really hope that that's not mold on the AC there. I don't know, I might do some research tonight and see if I can find a hotel with good internet connection. I really don't know. This is very unfortunate. I think I'm totally over this Airbnb situation. It's just unreal. All right guys, I just left the Airbnb because of this disaster. I need to recuperate with some pho. So I just came here to a place called, I don't know, Pho 219. But it's right around the side street, right around from the walking street, because the walking street is absolutely wild right now. Music is just blaring, girls are dancing, they're trying to get people's attention, they're trying to get you to drink beer. I don't feel like being over there, plus it's raining like crazy right now. So I sat down, got a Coke, and some beef with some shank beef. Oh, it's gonna be so delicious. Gonna end the video here. All right, check it out guys. My bowl of beef pho has arrived. This is beef shank here. This is a $2.50 bowl of pho. It's pretty big, look, it's as big as my hand. We got proper veggies over here. Didn't get that with the chicken pho the other night. But here, we got beef. It looks absolutely delicious. We got some onion in there. We got some pepper, we got some salt. Green onions, I believe. And man, this is gonna be good. I still have no idea what this green thing is, but it smells really good. And I added this to it. All right, the bowl is all dressed up here. It's time to try it. Let's try some of the broth first. Oh my God, that's so good. So flavorful. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper in there. Wow. Nice and warm for the body, for the throat. Not spicy, so that's why I got this. Got some spicy sauce to add into it. Maybe a little bit more chili here. Never hurts to add more. Let's put it right in the pho. Grab a piece of the meat here, the beef shank. Dip it in some of the sauce. Ooh, that might be a lot. Alright, dip the meat in some of that spicy sauce. See how it tastes. It's spicy, but it's delicious. Wow. And here we go. Now we try the noodles. Wow. So good. Noodles are very slippery, but as you can see, the thin noodles are delicious. They're not overcooked, they're not undercooked, they're just perfect. Man, it's a great way to end a night. And it only cost me 85,000 dong for that big bowl of pho, and this Coca-Cola is not zero. Usually I get zero, but this Coca-Cola, good price. That's it. I'm done. I'm going inside. I'm going to start editing. That's it. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.